Have you ever thought about whether or not you should apply to be an RA? This is a very specific video for Northwestern, but I thought it would be interesting to share anyways because Northwestern's RA program is actually one of the best RA programs in a lot of colleges. Like compared to a lot of colleges, Northwestern goes crazy. This is gonna be a very short video too because I don't have that much to say about it. It's only going to be like a 5-minute video. I only have like 5 bullet points, but I genuinely think that you should apply to it. You should try out for this because it's genuinely, number one, really fun, and number two, there's a lot of things that they give you. So let's talk about what you need to do. Let's talk about responsibilities before we go to the rewards, because that's kind of the point. First thing is you need to arrive 2 weeks before school starts to do training, and that's like, if you remember at the beginning of your freshman year, you do this sort of training where it's like basically DEIJ training, and you basically listen to people talk for a long period of time. You're basically gonna do that for the whole day for the whole 2 weeks, So that's definitely a con. You just have to sit through that. But I think it's worth it to learn about how the process works. To learn how this whole organizational structure of Northwestern and residential services work in general. Okay, and what are the other responsibilities during the year, right? The busiest time I would say is during opening and closing. So opening is when we're helping everyone move in. Closing is when we're making sure everyone is leaving the building, right? There's 2 closings. There's like the winter closing, and then there's like the actual end of year closing where we help residents move out. I think those are the most busiest times. But other than that, there are other responsibilities such as desk shifts. You have around like 1.5 hours each week. And then you have 2 4-hour shifts each quarter as well, which you can stack up, and like there's a lot of ways where you can organize that. It's all dependent on your own schedule, so it's very flexible. There is some sort of like lottery ticket system to it because there's a lot of RAs. I think there's around like 150 to 200 RAs. And the lottery system just like basically like whoever goes first goes last, and then whoever goes first goes last in the next round when you're choosing your dates. What is desk shift? I realized I never described what desk shift is. Desk shift is basically when you sit at a desk at one of the residential halls, and basically when people have issues with their ID, with their wild card, they will go to you with that, and you have to fix it basically. Or if they lost their card, you have to give them a temp card, which is like a temporary key. And yeah, that's sort. Other responsibilities include you have to have a monthly bulletin board, where it's like bulletin board decorations. I can put up a picture of one of my bulletin board designs. It's very low key, like no sweat about that. The other thing is duty phones. So this is actually like a make or break for a lot of people, because basically when you're on duty, you have to pick up the phone even if it's in the middle of the night. So this is really good for people who sleep really late like me, but it's really bad for people who sleep at like 10, because if a lot of people get locked out at midnight, and you're just gonna have to unlock it for them. So there's like the weekend duty phones and the weekly duty phones. So between Monday and Thursday, I believe, or Sunday and Thursday, you basically have the weekly duty phones. So you basically only hold the phone for like 12 hours. So overnight from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And the weekend ones, you have to hold it from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. And like you have to go on shifts and like walk around your building, just to make sure like everything is fine. Anything needs to be reported for maintenance. Just do a general check of the building. So that's generally what you need to do. You also have, God, there's a lot of responsibilities. There's also 2 more things. One is you need to plan 2 events every month. And basically it's really easy as well. You basically want to get your community out and like doing stuff. So it's really fun. You basically also need to have these weekly RA meetings. It can range from around 1 to 3 hours depending on your RD, your boss, your residential director. And I think it's really fun. Your residential director might live in your residential building. It just depends on like what area you're part of. Elder is actually one of the luckiest areas because we are only in charge of our own building. But basically North 1 is only Elder, so we only need to patrol Elder. Some of the other RAs, sometimes during the winter, they might need to patrol other buildings that are in their area. For example, North 2, which is where the the hotel is, Lincoln. So they need to patrol Lincoln, need to patrol Ayers, I think Ayers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong. That might be Northeast. Anyways, doesn't matter. I know that Bob and Lincoln are in one area together, but I'm not quite sure on how the organizational structure works, but you get what I mean. Elder is actually pretty lucky to have that. Last year they actually had carpet in all of the rooms, and that was why it was very unappealing, because the carpet's like really dirty. But they removed that, and it's hardwood. So I think Elder's gonna get better and better. I think in the future they will revisit that and like make Elder part of other, like include other buildings with Elder, so it's more fair for the other RAs. But for now we're chilling. We're being chilling. There's a few other things, like small things, like you have to attend some DIJ events. You have to interact with every single resident and like make some reports about that. But those are also like very light work tasks. You can just get those done on your day-to-day, like in the bathroom, like talking to people. But yeah, it's generally like you just need to do a good job to make a community. Like my RA from first freshman year basically inspired me to be an RA, because like my RA was like really chill, and I really like that. And I know like this type of like community is like, I think RAs basically really help shape what sort of community like Northwestern is, like low key, because like hearing some horror stories from like other schools and like what their RAs have to go through, like they have to fight the school system, like that's crazy, and I'm really glad that for us we're able to like be under this system that's actually like pretty organized. Like I don't really have any major complaints with it, and the main complaint with the RA role was literally resolved this year. So like okay, let's talk about the rewards. So the biggest change from like last year is that right now your pay isn't deducted from your financial aid, specifically your room boarding and your meals. So every single RA, besides from getting their own single, which is like really nice, like you saw how big my single is. If you haven't, go watch my day in the life vlog from sophomore year. Besides from having this huge ass room, you get free room and free board, so like unlimited meals, and you don't have to pay for housing basically. And you also get a stipend on top of that. Generally speaking, it's $450 for the fall quarter, and it's $300 per other quarters. This means that I don't have to work. Like this is my, well, and I do have to work. Actually, I have to work a lot more than if I were to get a normal job. But you know what? I like doing RA work. Like it's really fun. It's a lot of arts and craft though. Like I have to, for winter quarter, I'm going on a tangent, but for winter quarter, I have to basically remake everyone's signs, and I'll just like make a vlog about that and just like show you like, oh, what is everything like? But oh right, stipends. So you get that stipend on top of your unlimited room and board. So the reason why RAs weren't very appealing, the RA position the RAs weren't appealing, the RA position wasn't very appealing last year, was because they took that from your financial aid. So oftentimes you would have to actually pay more than if you were to be an RA, but now that's changed, and that's like really cool. When you are, if you perform good in the RA role and you go to become a senior RA, there's more responsibilities that you have, but then you also get more pay, so even more money. So I think that it's a great motivation for us to like do a good job. There are applications. There is a process that you have to go through. You have to go through the application, go through the interview. I might make a video when that comes. I don't know. We'll see. There's not a lot of people who are applying for the RA position, and this feels like a pretty personal thing for people to like apply to. So I'm not sure if I would do a video on that. I don't think I will, but I think that you'll do fine. The only advice that I can give in terms of applications is truly be yourself, and truly say what you think you would do if you were an RA, because I think this selection process is pretty selective. It's like, how many people apply again? There was like 500 people who applied and 200 people got the role. But yet again, there's some people from the previous years who automatically get the role. So like if I wanted to continue to be an RA, I don't need to reapply. So maybe like there's like 100 people who are new, maybe. That's probably not how it's divided, but yeah, it's very competitive. But I just recommend you to show that you care, right? Show that you care about the community, show who you are, and show how you're different from everyone. And absolutely, you need to nail that interview. that interview. I think the interview is like at least 70%. I don't know the process. In the spring, I'm going to do interviews as well, so I can speak more about that when that time comes. But I think that you'll do fine. You'll do great. I believe in you. And yeah, hopefully I see you guys in the RA position. It'll be really fun. And yeah, I love all of you. See you guys later. Bye.